Do you think women are like, far more secure, they can easily voice their opinions or
Are you talking about
situation?
Pakistan? You're
Yes,
talking about the
about
globe.
Pakistan.
I think that that's a very tough question. Like, why would they have changed anywhere?
Hmm.
I don't think that this is a problem that's going away anywhere. Like,
Hmm.
we are in a world that's actually regressing rather than progressing on every front of every marginalized community.
Hmm.
So I think that's a question not just about Pakistan, it's a question about the international world.
Hmm.
Like, you're not free to speak your mind in America these days,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
I know friends who've lost their jobs. So when people talk about freedom of speech and just try and make it about Pakistan, I'm curious to kind of take it back and be like, where is there freedom of
Hmm.
speech?
Hmm.
Which
Hmm.
country right now has freedom of speech? You tell me.
Are you expecting some problems for you once the movie is released in Pakistan?
I don't. I just take my journey a day at a time. I don't think about that. We made a film, released it.
So we are at the Red Sea International Film Festival. We just watched the screening of the Pakistani film Vakri, and joining us right now is, of course, director Iram. Thank you, Iram, for your time today.
Thank you, Divya.
And we're going to be talking about the film. We absolutely love the applause that came towards the end. I mean, people were just clapping non-stop. How did that feel?
Um, just a relief because when you make a film and a film this bold, it's a gamble.
Hmm.
So it's a relief and it's a validation.
Hmm.
It's a validation to continue to lean into your convictions and stay as authentic to your voice as possible.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, in this film, we didn't compromise at
Hmm.
all.
Hmm.
We took the risks. The team is exceptional.
Hmm.
We got the best of the best to work on the project. I made the film I wanted. Like, I wrote the script I wanted to, and I made the film I wanted to, and I was like, I'm not censoring any of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And to get a reception like we did was, I'm just very grateful.
Right, right. Now, when we heard the concept of the film, of course, it's inspired by the life of Sandeep Baloch. We thought that, इतना easy नहीं होगा distribution इस movie का. How tough was, for you to find distributors and promoters?
Oh, in
for that?
Pakistan?
Yeah.
Pakistani industry, it's actually theatrically, surprisingly, it's an easier terrain to find distribution. And this distributor has distributed my past films, so I think, and he loved it. And he's not distributing anymore. He was the distributor of Mola Jat, but that's
Okay,
because
yeah.
he produced it. He's not in the distribution game anymore, but he watched the film and loved it and said, I'll do it,
Yeah.
which was an honor for us. But international, I think distribution is harder,
Right.
And we're hoping after last night's screening, let's see.
Right. But how tough was it, to also sort of convince distributors internationally? Was it tough?
We haven't gotten to international
Okay, you haven't.
yet,
But do you
because
think that,
yesterday was the world premiere, and now the reviews are coming in, and now that journey will start.
so do you think that positive reviews will sort of, smoothen the process?
Who knows? Distribution is such a tough game,
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, you can ask me this question in like 6 months.
Yes, and the movie is all slated for a release in January. Are you sort of clear that it'll be easily accepted by the viewers in Pakistan, or do you think there'll be certain challenges, and there'll be like detractors slamming the film?
I think that one has to be prepared at all times that they are lovers and haters. But that's fine. That's their journey. You make a film and then you just let it go.
Yeah, but why this film based on the life of Khalil Baloch? What was it?
It's not based. It's
Okay.
inspired.
It's inspired. Yeah, sorry. Yes, inspired.
It is not based on her.
Yeah.
It is just inspired because I think she was a woman who, as I said in the Q&A last night, I think it was years in the making. Because every time a strong woman was taken down or an unapologetic, brave woman was taken down, it felt personal. It felt like a piece of me was being asked not to exist anymore. And I think specifically in her situation, because she was harmless. That really just shook me. And so that is why it was a tribute to, women like her, in the sense of women who want to be seen, want to be heard. You may or may not agree with what they're saying, but they have a right and space to exist. And it's not okay how easy it is to get rid of a woman and her life. It's not okay. And in fact, that when she died, people are saying, acha hua jaan chuki. I don't know if I'm saying right. If people are saying that, good riddance. I mean, that's harsh. I think those things really hurt because it feels personal.
What you also mentioned last night was that killing of Benazir Bhutto had also, sort of,
A
It
lot
had
of these
shaken
things.
you.
It has
Yeah.
shaken me. I think just that's what I said. Every time a strong Sabine Mahmood,
Hmm.
Parveen Rahman. That's why I was wearing my jacket to honor them. They're angels.
Hmm.
They are women who went out of the way to give voice to the voiceless, whether there were people or ideas that didn't have a voice, and they had to pay the price for that. And it's unfair. It's like harshly unfair.
Hmm. So have things changed in the last 5-7 years? Do you think women are like far more secure? They can easily voice their opinions of
Are you talking
situations.
about Pakistan? Or
Yes,
talking
about
the globe?
Pakistan.
I think that that's a very tough question. Like, why would they have changed anywhere?
Hmm.
I don't think that this is a problem that's going away anywhere. Like, we are in a world that's actually regressing rather than progressing on every front of every marginalized community. So I think that's a question not just about Pakistan, it's a question about the international world.
Hmm.
Like, you're not free to speak your mind in America these days,
Hmm.
right? I know friends who've lost their jobs. So when people talk about freedom of speech and just try and make it about Pakistan, I'm curious to kind of take it back and be like, where is there freedom of speech? Which country right now has freedom of speech? You tell me.
Are you expecting some problems for you once the movie is released in Pakistan?
I don't. I just take my journey a day at a time. I don't think about that. We made a film, released it.
All right. We also wanted to ask you about, Gulshan, because he's done a fabulous job. I was just speaking to him. What a gem of a person. How did you get him? Where did you get him?
So we found him through like a circle of filmmakers.
Okay.
He actually is a choreographer and a stylist as well. And he's done some smaller roles. And I remember now he tells me, I was bullied on in Meenu's Kaatil Hasina Ke Naam, the Z5 series. I
Yes.
said, oh my god, you transformed. I don't recognize you. But I remember that character came and went in a second and I loved it. He was just referred, and then I saw his video, and I was like, I need to see him in person. And I think beyond the fact that he's just such a great actor, such a good human being, and I think that it was just delightful on set.
Right,
with
right.
him.
And also the woman, the lead protagonist. Yes, Riyal. Yeah. How did you find her and how did you sort of.
Varial, is a very brave woman. And I think that, it's very weird. I was rabbit holing on Instagram one day and her profile was pushed to me, suggested. And I just was scrolling and we were looking for some names to reach out for the project, for the lead. And I read a little bit about her and stuff, and then I like messaged my casting director. So, what do you think of Faryal? And she's like, I've got goosebumps. Like, I just started writing my document, and she was the first name I put 10 minutes ago. And I was like, wait, what? And I said, why? And she said, that she in her real life has had a lot of social media trolling and stuff, and she really speaks up and stands up to it. So there's a lot of elements of Bakri that are already in her real life.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that she really pulled from that, she is Bakri.
Yes, yes. You are Vakri, actually. You are Vakri because, you brought in a concept that, many would not even dare to touch. So for us, you are Vakri. And I also want to ask you about the ending. You've sort of dealt with it very smartly. Would you want to tell more about that?
No.
Okay, maybe
I
off
don't
the
want to.
record.
I don't want to make a spoiler record. Are you talking about just off the record? Are you talking about the documentary footage? Or are you talking
No,
about the
so
fact that
no,
she
no,
doesn't die?
no, yeah. She doesn't die, right?
Because I want to keep the hope alive. And I think that choice in some ways has cost us again off the record. A lot of
Every long
festivals. इसको मार दो, depression porn दिखाओ. बहुत लोग हैं Wednesday.
Okay.
क्यों नहीं आपने वो किया? मैंने कहा यार because उनका एक narrative है, वो एक खास चीज दिखाना चाहते हैं.
Now, Bakri, you brought to Red Sea International Film Festival. There's so many Saudi filmmakers, the Arab filmmakers, and filmmakers across the world. What sort of reactions have you got from them, or what would you want this movie to achieve globally? क्या चाहते हैं कि globally achieve करें?
मैं चाहती हूँ कि maximum amount of people इसको देखें. Because देखिए हमने अपना काम कर दिया है, अब फिल्म ने आगे बोलना है. मेरा काम, प्रोडक्शन डिजाइनर का काम, टीवी का काम, एक्टर्स का काम, प्रोड्यूसर्स का काम, एवरीबॉडी, राइट? सो अगर फिल्म देखी जाएगी तो सराहा जाएगा एंड पाकिस्तान के लिए एक नया फ्रेम होगा, लोगों को एक नया लेंस होगा कि किस तरह से पाकिस्तान को देखें. Because I think the issue and the challenge we face with Pakistan is like a lot of times questions we get, we're shocked. We're like, what do you think Pakistan is? And it's because there is such limited access to our country that is through a storytelling point of view. People kind of don't know, So it is our job as filmmakers to tell diverse stories, to have grounded realism, to have fantasy, grounded masala like us, like have all sorts of films so that you see. But like in our film, you know, we give tribute to real life social. We have real life trans activists, women's rights activists in the opening scene. It's with their blessing, right? They're there. We have actual viral social media stars. We've recreated a lot of social media moments. So it is a very Pakistani film. You know, we've got the biggest singers on board, like Ali Sethi, Nisha Shafi, Eva Beat. You know, I'm so proud of the
And a
music
lot
of
of
the
Indian
film.
names also, you know, I saw in the credit roll.
Yeah,
इतने सारे तो Indians ही हैं इसमें.
one of our producers is Indian, Apurva Bakshi. Like, so it's a lot of. It's a collaboration in that sense. Yeah, Aarti Bajaj edited a film.
Yeah.
So it's about just getting the best people for the job. You know, regardless of any sort of identity checkbox.
Yes, we're talking about India. How can we not talk about Kareena Kapoor's and Saif Ali Khan's starrer Agent Vinod? मैं बताऊं या आप खुद बताएंगे आपका?
आप बता दें।
तो you were the choreographer, inspiration. Oh yes. So Kareena's character in Agent Vinod was actually inspired based on Iram's.
Shriram just like my name.
तो ये कैसे?
लेकिन he ended up using my full name and I was like, क्या किया श्रीराम? कहता अच्छा sorry मैं हटा देता हूँ. मैंने कहा नहीं ठीक है कोई नहीं. Because I was making जोश. मैंने कहा अगर press बात करेगी तो we use it for.
तो ये अच्छा ये कहाँ से ये कैसे हुआ?
Shriram loved my name. And he just named Kareena my name, and it became such a topic.
Yeah.
Times of India did an article, it was picked up by all the states, and it was just it's a funny story. Right?
So did you meet Kareena? Did you have a conversation?
No.
Okay,
but there's like a Times of India article saying meet the real Iram Parveen.
Yeah.
So it's a funny story, you know. I talk about it like as a funny story in my life.
Yes. So that was Iram. Iram, we really want you to do more such movies. I mean, look at the impact. I mean, last night after watching the film, I was like, you know, in a different zone. I was like, I just want to be with my thoughts. I didn't want to speak to anybody. I was just with myself because I was just sort of, you know, absorbing what you had put out in the film. So we really wish you all the best for the film. We want the movie to find several takers in Pakistan, of course, you know, the world over. And we want you to be back at the Red Sea International Film Festival next year with another massive project.
Too quick next year to be back, but maybe in development,
In development, yes. So thank you.